Good morning, everyone. I wanted to come on here and share with you some insight when it comes to maintaining your home and ultimately avoiding costly mistakes with deferred maintenance. When I'm not a TCJ member, mom, or a wife, or a caregiver to all the animals in the house in my free time, I'm a real estate investor and a realtor. And over the years, the items that are often overlooked tend to be pretty much the same across all the homes, just like mine and yours. So we may think of maintaining your home as simply updating the kitchen cabinets, repainting them, or swapping out old carpets for luxury vinyl or woods. And those things are great. We enjoy the cosmetic updates, but what I'm referring to here is deferred maintenance. It goes a little bit deeper. Most people think of deferred maintenance as only something our parents have done or grandparents or the elderly who couldn't really afford to or physically couldn't get around to doing it. When in actuality, it starts here with you as a homeowner. Every year you own your property is another year something might be right underneath your nose, just waiting to cost you a ton of money to fix later. If you discovered it or if it became apparent, it would have saved you an emergency or tons of money to have done earlier. So I'm going to share with you some tips and things to look at and easy ways to avoid some costly fixes down the road. And these are no in particular order, but just as they come up in my mind to share with you. Okay, let's dive in. Tankless water heaters, they're great. We think, shoot, we spent a lot of money on these to upgrade this huge water tank to a tankless, we're done. And not so. Tankless water heaters need to be flushed out by, I recommend, a licensed plumber every 1 to 2 years to avoid needing full-on replacement. If there aren't mineral deposits that may build up, especially in hard water areas, this could cause a clog within the unit and may prevent normal heating activity. Your hot water could also fluctuate and overheat the system, impacting its efficiency, even breaking it down. So if you notice also your water pressure has gotten weaker over time, this is probably the cause. So avoid the hassle and expense of having to replace it and just have it flushed out every year or so. Number 2, your plumbing lines. As a solid preventative measure, especially if you're in an older home, have a plumber just come and run a test on all the faucets, turn on and off the showers, flush the toilets, just to catch any minor leaks. Catching it now is a really simple fix and an easy swap of some plumbing parts or even inexpensive fixtures that could be the fix. On a raised foundation, this is a pretty easy task. They just crawl underneath and see if there's any leaks happening. If you're on a slab, this is especially important, is to have the plumbing lines scoped and cleaned out every 18 to 22 months, just assume every 2 years. This is for multiple reasons. We flush toilet paper and it doesn't break down fully. It gets really gunky over the years. Debris turns into this gummy mess and eventually clogs the pipes. I recommend having your sewer line scoped, also known as a video inspection, to determine the health of the pipes. Another reason to scope or video the lines is because the plumbing's all funneled out to the main line, usually across our yards. So nearby trees and plants, they're very smart. They're going to go looking for water and they're not scared of pipes. And typically this is what happens: the trees, the root systems will get right into the pipes, causing some major damage if it's not caught early. So avoid this super very expensive repair and have a routine plumbing inspection just for peace of mind. Number 3, there are many different HVAC systems across your home that will need system maintenance. For instance, how many of you have ever changed out, if you have them, your air conditioning filter? Yeah, I never did either. So if you don't change it, not only does it affect your air quality in your house, it will eventually kill the AC unit and you'll have to replace the entire system. So there are a lot of servicing companies will do this for you. You can do it yourself. I recommend having HVAC guy come and do it. You can call them and get them on schedule for them to just put them on a routine maintenance, kind of like a pest control service. They'll just come out every year and service your AC. It makes it super easy instead of trying to remember to do this. And I apparently can't count to 5. Gutters are another area that needs a really good maintenance. If your gutters aren't installed properly or cleaned, it can cause damage to the house. Improperly maintained gutters can sometimes do more harm than not having any gutters at all. So walk around your house, do a visual inspection. Are they draining toward my house and into my foundation? It's super important to direct the water away from the house. Are they clogged? If they're backed up, water can back up into the fascia board, the wood trim that's around your house. Will get soaked and get behind the siding, not only causing moisture and rot issues, but feeding the very hungry termites. We see a lot of wood damage around houses because of this, which leads me to my next topic is termites. So termite reports you really don't hear about if you're not buying or selling a house. What if you want to live in this house for a really super long time? No one mentions it. No one really brings it up in conversation. So we all live in a very high moisture coastal community where termites are prevalent. Most of us have pest control services to avoid like spiders or rodents, but we often overlook termite reports. So moisture, leaky pipes, improper drainage, and poor airflow all create a hotbed to attract termites. They'll eat your house from the structure, from the inside out. If left untreated, they'll literally chew away at your interior structure, behind the walls, under the foundation, around the exterior of the home, causing significant costly repairs. So the best way to keep them at bay is to have a termite inspection done. We recommend every 3 to 5 years. There's no cost to having an inspection. These are free. These are free reports. The termite company will come give an inspection. They'll give a recommendation. If they're caught early, they'll come and do a spot treatment, and it'll keep your structure sound for many years to come. And last but not least, this is your electrical system. Boring, I know, but this is a big ticket item as an investor to check out, which is the panel. And this is the breaker panel you head over to. Say if one of the lights go off in your house, you go and switch on a bunch of stuff to see what turns on. You close the door and yay, your light's back on. You may have an old system and none of these breaker panels are labeled. So have a licensed electrician follow the lines, get them labeled. There's multiple reasons to have this addressed, but 2 are that the electrician will have an opportunity at that point to go to each and every light, every single plug, each GFI breaker, and see what's working properly and what may not be. I mean, do you have a wonky outlet? I think everybody does here and there, or a plug you know not to use because it sparks. It could have been because of an old or active rodent damage. It could be water issues that are left untreated that weren't presented before, or just years of wear and tear. This is preventing a house fire from starting right here. Electrical house fires oftentimes can be prevented by having routine maintenance, occasional checkups on all the lines. Once the panel's labeled, then routine checkups are a breeze. You can fix the hazards and you'll have great peace of mind knowing that everything is working that wasn't working before, and there's no fire hazards that could have been prevented. I hope I gave you guys some easy tips for maintaining your home properly. There's so many more other things you can do, but this is a short list. And I also hope I gave you some food for thought about maybe not blowing off some of those routine maintenance items that can and will cost you a lot of money later. But not only that, if done regularly, this will secure not only your investment in your home, but your home's sound structure for so many more years to come.